Hello, Robert. How you doing? You get the PDFs? I've been asking around all my drum buddies who do not live lessons, but even like Skype or whatever, and they've been having some issues too. So it's not on my end nor your end. Like I said, it's the traffic on YouTube, on the internet, because of everybody's home and they have nothing else to do. Okay, so did you understand everything we did? The triplet roll? How I got it from the stick control book? Did you understand that, Robert? And you should get the syncopation book out if you have it. If not, no problem. I'm a little early, so that's cool, I guess. Okay, good. Hi, Stacy. Hey, Stacy, that was really nice of you to sign up as an official member now. All right, because I was going to discontinue this free stuff at the end of next month, but that's okay. Thank you very much. So everybody clap. Stacy is an official member now. That's all. Okay. All right, so now you got the PDFs too, right, Stacy? All right, Stacy. Next move is you and what's his name, Jim, and Mike there's a guy named Mike. He comes to doing the weekend here, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, one time a year. So you might be interested in that as well. And he lives in Washington, D.C. Anyway, so you have the PDFs. So being that you guys are here by yourselves right now until it populates, you understand the level system. It's so important. And it's so important to do these slow, because it gives you time to tweak the sound that you're obtaining from the stroke. Number one is just a single paradiddle. I refer to it as an alternating paradiddle with the accent on the downbeat. 1, E, and the 2, E, and the 3, E, and the 4, E, and the. Old dog. Okay, so it's very, very important. You know, I'm counting 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. But sometimes it's easier, if it's new stuff for you, or the technique or the approach is brand new, to say what you do. Downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. Downstroke, upstroke. It's just a single paradiddle. Downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. Simple. Okay. And now you go to the second one. The accent shifts from the downbeat 1, 2, 3, and 4 to all the E's instead. So there's going to be almost the same motion, but the accent changes and my starting position changes. If you remember, if I was doing down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap, this guy's going to be the reverse. You're going to have tap, down, tap, up, tap, down, tap, up, up. So what you want to do, you have the sheet. How you doing, Paul? Hey, Dennis. Hey, Paul. I looked in my mailbox. How you doing, Hoist? Thank you for sending me the videos. I didn't get a chance to listen to them because I just opened my mailbox about 10 minutes ago. So after the lesson, I will. And thank you for doing that. That's a great thing, man, for you. Because now I could watch and listen and see if the things are happening that I think should happen. And we'll talk about them at the next lesson. But thank you. So now we're on the second one where the accent is going to fall on the E. But now you guys have the sheets. So you have one line, 16th notes, right, left, left. And the accent's on the downbeat. So you count it 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. But now, if you want to make it easier, for the first one, underneath the first stroke, put a down, put a D. The next stroke, put a U for an upstroke. For the next the two rights is tap, tap. Then you have downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. That's the first guy. Now, all right, so now you go to the second one, and the accent now shifts over. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's on the E of each downbeat. So the sticking is the same, but the placement of the accent is different. So the motion is going to be different. So you're going to have 1, E, and the, 2, E, and the. So now what you want to do, underneath that line, the second line, you're going to have tap, down, tap, up, tap, down, tap, up. Now, just get familiar with the system, get familiar with the approach or the concept. But once you get that going on, listen to what you're playing. You play on the practice pad, you play on the snare drum. Make sure that those notes are consistent. The accent is pronounced, and the other three notes that are inside of that are the same volume. That's what's important. The speed is nothing. Once you obtain the control of the motion and developing the sound, speed will become automatic. All right? Now, that's the second one. Now let's go to the third one. Ugh. Any questions so far? Now on the third one, you have the doubles are in the E and of each downbeat, and they are accented. So my starting position for number 3, I would be with my right hand in the downstroke position, my left hand in the upstroke position. So the first stroke is going to be a tap. Then it's going to be a free stroke, down, up. But notice how I'm in position all the time. So I have tap, free stroke, down, up. Tap, free stroke, down, up. So you want to put that under each one, okay? Every one of them. Just sit there, meditate, man. Clear the mind. The only thing that should be in your mind is what you're hearing and plus what you're going to play. And the motion. It's an upstroke, a free stroke, downstroke, tap. Over and over again. After a while, it becomes a little old school there with the down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. Then you revert to the numbers. I'm not going down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. I'm counting 1E and the 2E and the 3E. And that's in the 16th note count. Then eventually I count into 8th notes. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, tap. So on and so forth. But the thing is, you could sit there for weeks and months and try. Then you're not going anyplace, man. You're humbling yourself to what you're learning. All right? That's the main ingredient. You know, when you're cooking something on a stove, how high should I have the flame? Well, the flame should be slow. Now, I know what I'm getting here with sound, but it's difficult when you're going through a soundboard out to Chicago, Virginia, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. So I'm trying my best to maintain that balance. So when I hit the downstroke, it's an accent. The upstroke and the tap, tap sound the same. Are you getting that on your end, guys? All right, let's go to number 4. The sticky remains right, left, left, left. But this time, the accent's still on the doubles, but it's on the end of the paradiddle. So the motion would be, my starting position would be down here, okay? First stroke on number 4 would be an upstroke, okay? A tap, free stroke, and downstroke. Now write that down underneath each one. You guys doing that? I'll go over them again. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, no? Talk to me, guys. Please, give me some feedback. The more feedback I get, the more videos I get from everybody, the more fruitful the lessons will be. You know, sitting here behind my drum set is a place I love to be. I mean, it's like, wow. You know, and then by me explaining what I do or trying to help somebody do what I do is even better. So what happens, it's like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 2 times a day, that's 8 times a week. That's like doing 8 drum clinics a week. That's a lot. Okay. Old Dog, Dennis, Robert. All right, well, the level system, the book is good advice, but I'm explaining to you each different movement here has a different motion or a different control stroke. A free stroke, a downstroke, a tap, and an upstroke. I did say yesterday, and it's in the formula book, a good journey into understanding the levels. Do the sacrifice, man. You know, do it a couple times until it becomes part of your blood. If they take blood from you and they put it underneath the microscope, they'll see down, up, tap, tap, and all that good stuff, okay? The one exercise that I did explain, which is going to be extremely helpful, is that I'm playing 8th notes all the time. It's a vamp. And I'm referencing off the stick control book, and I'm eliminating the lefts. So on the line 1, it would be only the rights. The rights would be played on 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm referencing on that. I'm saying, all right, I'm playing 8th notes, 1 and 2, and I'm looking at the page, and I'm saying, okay, on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's an accent. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, I don't want to look too stiff. I'm very relaxed and very loose because I'm not fighting the stick. I'm letting the stick do what I tell it to do. All right? And it's relaxed. It's down. The sound goes out. Up. 2 different sounds, 2 different motions. Down. Up. Down. Up. Okay, now you want to do maybe 4 measure increment. This is the Stone Killer. This has helped me get into something like this from Joe Morello's Master Studies. Okay, you do a 4 measure increment with the right, and then you do a 4 measure increment with the left, and stay on line 1. Okay, you're starting here with line 1. Well, actually, you can take a break with the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and left hand 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and So what I did now, and I go back to the right side. There's no, well, I practice a half hour every day. Do that for a half hour and then go on to the next one. The more you do it that way, the more you become familiar with the downstroke, the free stroke, and the upstroke. It's a simple process. You know, the level system, the book, is a great book, in my opinion, okay? And as soon as people start getting into that and they understand what that he's saying, how he projected it, it's a great book. All right, you want dynamics, and I think I've explained this. If I'm playing very, very soft, pianissimo, which means P, very soft. Now I want to play louder. I lift the stick up a little higher to make the attack. Now I'll be at pianissimo. Now piano. Mezzo forte. Forte. The heights, the sticking heights, the levels are there. You know, everybody says, I could play my paradiddle at 120 for 10 minutes. I say, well, play it at 130 for 10 minutes. Well, you know, I'm not there yet. You want to know why? Because you're obstructing the movement. If you just sit there and do this, slowly, it's like boring, yes, but it's part of the gig, man. Paying your dues. You definitely will get a paradiddle much quicker and faster. Okay? Now, you want me to go on to the tom-toms with this tonight, or you want to wait until tomorrow and go on to the triplet roll next? Your call, guys. Paul, you understand it. Robert, old dog. Dennis. Who else don't understand it? We all understand it? Stacy, you understand it? Robert understands it. Old dog. Paul and Dennis and Hoist. You understand it, Hoist? Like, what I like to do, you know, I said play each one separately, and then you may want to play line one, go right into line two without stopping. That's the journey as well, because you're switching. You're not, you know, you're following the sticking, but the elevation of the sticks has to be in a different place. So that's a new journey, okay? Let me put my glasses back on. Where'd they go? Huh. Hello, oh, there you are. What's this, Paul? Yeah, we'll do the triplet roll. This is not boring. This is extremely important because, you know, I keep getting videos with all this thing disrupted here. The downstroke, the upstroke, and the free stroke is all over the place. You need to put it in perspective here. Now, I said we'll go to the triplet roll, okay? And what I said was there's only three rudiments: singles, doubles, and flams. Okay? And a hybrid is a combination of two or more rudiments. If I play triplets, it's single strokes. If I play flam in front of that, it's flam accent. If I play Swiss Army triplet, it's a flam and doubles. Okay, so now when you're doing a triplet roll, all right, I refer to it as a triplet fill-in as a roll, okay? However, like I presented the first line on formula number 8 as I took it from the stick control book. But if you analyze it, it's 5-stroke rolls. 1 and 2 and 3. That's the first guy. I refer to that, you can refer to it as two ways here in my book. Okay, you could, they're 5-stroke rolls, that's the language. Or I'm playing a triplet with double fills. Okay, so it's actually a 5-stroke roll. So what you want to do here, and I told you this afternoon, I was working on collecting 40 of the rudiments and putting them in some sort of book with a breakdown of the levels. Okay, and I will. I just been overwhelmed and swamped with this computer nonsense. Drives me crazy. You know, what's the C panel? What's this? What's that? Boom. You know, links embedded. So I don't understand that shit. So I've been having a hard time. I'm learning, and I got to the point now where I changed on my website the options of registration. Okay, now back to the 5-stroke roll. If you have the Buddy Rich book, okay, and you open up the page to the 5-stroke roll, Henry Adler presented it in 6/8. So what he did, he started here, and this is with the levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you practice that way, you're going to have a really strong 5-stroke roll. Now, when I interpret it from the stick control book, I use the same method, but I'm thinking in triplets, okay? And watch the level. The first stroke of formula number 8, is it right? Is a right-hand accent. 1, and, the, but look at that left hand, the level. 1, and, 2. You see it? So it's very important to do that, the level in there. 1. Okay, that's the first guy. Now, the second guy, we start the 5-stroke roll on the downbeat and go to the da. 1, and, da. See that? Now, that's a good exercise. You want to call it the 5-stroke roll, line 1 and line 2. I would do it really slow. I play the first line. Don't repeat the first line. And from the first line, you want to go, all right, directly into the second once you feel comfortable with it. Because when you're going to go 4, you're going to go 4 and 1, 4 and 1 and it becomes now, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 strokes. So you're going to say that's an 11-stroke roll. So you're not going in the Buddy Rich book, okay? You're taking this concept, but if you count the strokes, it would be 11. So you have now the 5 and the 11 when you make that transition. 2 measures of 5, the end of the measure that you're doing 5, to make the switch, it will become an 11-stroke roll. Now you're back to the 5-stroke roll after that. But you see, I don't talk about that's an 11, that's a 5, but I'm letting you know that. So, line 1, I would do twice. And then I go directly, once I feel good with it, go directly into line 2. So let's try it. Okay, I might fall asleep though. Hold on now. So now we have 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I go right into the number 1. We see that? I dropped the stick in here with that my finger. It hurts really bad. All right, line 2 would be 1 and it's another 5-stroke roll. Let's go directly to line 3, and it becomes something else. You might want to call this a drag. So you have 1 and stays down. 1 and Want me to break down line 3 slowly? You have 1 and 2 and 3 and hold on a second. Oh Lord, let me get my wind here. Line 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and that should be. Get it? And line 4 is the reverse. Line 5, the paradiddle. You're going to have 1 and 2 and Let me get the sheet. Hold on a minute. Let me open the book. Sometimes I get confused because I got so many things screwing through my brain. Hold on, guys. Be patient. Number 8. All right, number 8. Hey, did my drums sound good, guys? All right, number 5. Okay. You have a full stroke. You have, well, it's actually a downstroke. Number 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and Now look at 4. 4 and 1. When I come in from 4 to 1, that's 2, 4, 6, 7. So you got a combination of 5s and 7s there. Line number 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Oh, I'm not going to do the whole page. You get the idea? You were, huh? Thank you, Jim. Anyway, do we understand this? Because, you know, it's not that it's boring. It makes me dizzy right now because I'm looking at the screen, looking at the book, and concentrating on my hands. Take a line that you want to hear. Oh, by the way, hold on. For tomorrow's lesson, okay, give it to me now. We're going to work on a formula. You want to stay on the triplet roll? No problem. You want to do another formula? Shoot it out now. First come, first serve. You got it. Again, the exercises for the, you know, you can develop your own exercises. No accent. Well, you want to get the metronome on and do the triplet roll for 3-4 minutes. I just dropped the bass drum in there so you could hear. That's where the hi-hat. What's this? Number 18 for tomorrow. What's 18? I guess it's going to be. I love you guys, man. You guys make me work hard. Let's see, 18. What would 18 be? '18 is really simple. Before you get to 18, there's a prerequisite to that as well. Everybody have the workbook in front of them. Yeah, I know what it is, Robert. Thank you. So just work on the triplet roll, develop your own exercises, send me videos. Stacy, you have a camera. Robert, you have a camera. Dennis, Paul has a camera. Jim, you have a camera. Hoist, do you have a camera? Old dog, yeah, you have a camera. No. If I eliminate accents, all right. No, I'm not eliminating the level system because I'm at one height. That's a level. If I was doing just the triplet rolls with no accents, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, there's the level system still in there. I'm in this position. Now I'm in position if I want to hit an accent. I'm in position. You don't eliminate the levels, never. It's a natural approach. Have the Morello book. All right, well, the phone is good enough, Stacy. You know, you don't have to do a drum set thing. You could do a drum pad. I tried it on the phone, man. It's terrible sounding coming back. The pad is good. There's no feedback on it. But do that. How about you, Dennis? Do you have a phone or a camera? And Robert, do you have it? All right, Jim. No problem. But when you get it, you get it. All right. Robert requested number 18. Okay. That's a good one. It really is. But there's one before that you need to know. I think that would be, I think I did a 17. Let me see. Good book, no? Yeah, it would be 17. The one with 17 is a simple one. It's if you want to do in the formula book, you can do it, but you can do it. You could do it from the stick control book as well. When I'm doing the vamp with number 17, I'm playing my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, my hi-hat 2 and 4, and my snare drum is with my left hand 8th note vamp. That's simple. Now, I'm going to take reference off the stick control book, all the rights on the floor. The bass drum's still there, 1, 2, 3, 4. The hi-hat's on 2 and 4. I have a monotone, I guess you could call, that's a good word. The bass drum, the snare drum, and the hi-hat are intertwined to make a musical sound. If I just play this, I add the bass drum, different sound. Now I add the hi-hat, bass drum, and snare. And that sound is consistent. I'm thinking 8th notes, okay? Now, when I do the top with the right hand on the floor tom-tom, the bass drum sort of disappears in the whole scope of the sound. It's not, the dominant voice. So what you're doing is you're blending left hand, right foot, left foot. And then you're taking, I'll lighten up on the right hand, but you're taking all the rights and playing them down on the floor tom-tom. Line 2. All right, line 3. Line 4. Line 5. Now I kept them at one volume, but I could fool around and have a great time with that one. Now that takes you Okay, that's good. Thank you, old dog. Now, that first guy is a prerequisite to do 18. 17 is a prerequisite to do 18. Now, here's what happens with 18. My bass drum is no longer on 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this gets a little confusing because you forget, because you're referencing off the stick control book. And you say, okay, all R's are equal to my floor tom-tom, but the lefts are going to equal the bass drum. So with that concept, I'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Better yet to visualize it or see it a little bit better, number 3. See it? 1 and 2, line 5. And what happens, not just to me, but everybody, when you start playing, you're going to say, oop, was the right the bass drum or was the right the floor tom-tom? So take each one separately. So we're going to do this and do it slow, okay? So we have this, for example, look at the first line. You want us to not play the left foot first because it does get confusing. If you can, do it. But you're going to have this. Line 2. Line 3. Let me play it for you, hold on. Get the idea? Who's this? Gavin. When you get anything together, you should improvise, of course. Right now, what I'm doing here for the students, I'm giving them, it's mechanical. I agree. Okay? It's not stiff. It's a developmental process. Sure, once you get them flowing, eventually this is the first level, the platform number 1. But you can go all over the place with this stuff. You could play melodically. And that's what we will do up the road. But before you can play melodically, man, you got to get it down first in some sort of order. That's why if you do the stick control book that way, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you're in order. You know what you're doing. So that order makes you stronger if you have to play an 8-bar phrase, like you're playing the A section of a tune. Okay? We do it with triplets, we do it with 16ths, and we do it with the 8th notes. It's just an exercise at the moment to control your limbs. You're saying, yo, foot, this is what you're gonna do. Yo, left hand. Yo, right hand. Yo, left foot. So you're putting them together and you're developing strength with the limbs. That's the object. Okay? Then from that point, yeah, you can improvise. Absolutely. What's the sense of, it's a good question, but then if you really think about the question, really, you improvise everything you do once you get it done. You're playing musically. Like I keep telling the students, nobody's going to teach you how to play. These are exercises to develop yourself, your coordination, your strength, and your endurance, and your musicianship. When you're playing with music, nobody's going to play it like you. You can incorporate, technique. You use technique to enhance your ability to play the music. You're learning technique so you could execute with a minimal amount of energy and understand how to get the sounds from the drums. It's simple. But the improv, I could have a whole lot of fun with this stuff. I could play, I could get some different mallets or something. You have a lot of fun, that's all. Anyway, you got to play line, do it slow, make sure you get make sure you get the voices. You got to go slow first, man, if you're doing number, 18 and or 17. Anything you do, the slower you do something, the more control you need. The slower you do something, you can't do it that slow, that's going to expose where you're at to yourself. That's where your weakness is, and that's what you want to make stronger. Gavin, were you the gentleman who emailed me about the polyrhythms, 3 against 4, 5 against 4, 3 against 2? Were you the gentleman who did that? I haven't had a chance to write anything out. If you were, as soon as I get a chance, I will. It most certainly is, Jim. Why is 40 beats per minute hard or difficult? Let me use something else here for that. Let's say you decide you want to go jogging. You never jogged before in your life. Okay, so you say, all right, it's first day of jogging. Well, let me do 10 miles. Guaranteed by the time you get to a mile, you're going to drop dead. So you build it. Okay? When you play, say, for example, at 40, you're doing it really slow. You got to zero in on the tick, tick. And that distance is sometimes very difficult to get. And once you get it, well, it's not about being wrong, dear Gavin, at 40. Okay? What it does, 40 exposes you. Well, and it gives you an opportunity to tweak what you're doing. The concept of the stick control book is when I hit the right hand, a free stroke, and when I hit the left hand, a free stroke, they should sound the same. So if I'm doing 40, I don't have the metronome set up. If I'm doing 40 and I get this, hear the difference in sound? So now, that gives me the opportunity to listen to what I just did and correct it at 40. Plus, man, 40 is a bitch. It really is. You got to zone in. Nothing in this world could exist except 40. And then what you're doing, and you're enhancing your time, your ability to drop in there, man, and lay it down, plus to know where you're at 40. Oh, what was that, the third one or the fourth time I did it? So you develop a counting system, a sense of focus. And that's where the strength lies, is within the focus. Inga da bonga da boonga. Gavin, were you the guy, like I said, were you the guy that emailed me about the polyrhythms? Yes, no? What did Gavin mean? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not saying that what he said is wrong. I just might have misinterpreted it. But Gavin, you have Joe Morello's Table of Time, the Master Studies. And this is a little bit of a challenge. Okay? All right, I'm sorry. Well, somebody emailed me about, I'm going to send them sheets on 3 against 4, 4 against 5 against 4, 3 against 7, or whatever the hell it was. But polyrhythms is, who knows when you use them, where they are in a tune. I mean, you could have a good time with polyrhythms, and you could solo from polyrhythms, but you have to understand polyrhythms. And I think that you gentlemen and ladies are I got to get used to that, ladies. I'm going to say you guys have to understand what polyrhythm means. More than one. You actually play polyrhythms all the time, but they're not, 3 against 2, 4, 3 against 4, or 5 against 4. This is a polyrhythm. But somebody says play some polyrhythm. You say, what the heck? That's not a polyrhythm. Like 3 against 4. Okay, if you have the Morello book, all right, and if you open up to the table of time, this one here, because we're talking at 40, try to do from 1 to groupings of 6 at 40. I guarantee you, okay, you're going to fall down at first until you lock yourself in that groove. Not groove, but that tempo. But the reason why I mentioned the table of time, here's the challenge. The first note is quarter notes. The first line, rather. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to play that with my bass drum. I'm not going to play the quarter note triplets. That's the second line. The third line is eighth notes. Okay, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The third line is eighth note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next line after that is sixteenths. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play all of them at one time. All right, the bass drum is going to be on the count of 1. All right, I subdivide all of this. My left hand is going to be playing the triplets. My right hand is going to be playing the sixteenths. My left foot's going to be playing the eighth notes. You guys hear that? Don't ask me to write it out because it would look like a jigsaw puzzle. Well, you know who it is, Jim. Let me know. But anyway, you see what I did here? You can have a lot of fun with that, and you can improvise. It doesn't sound like I'm playing 16ths there because you really can't play this shit fast. That's about 40, 45. Okay, guys, we all understand that. You guys should send me a video. Gavin, do you have a camera? You can send me a video of you playing something, utilizing the level system, playing a funk pattern, playing some rudiments. Slow. Huh. Can you do that for me, Gavin? All right. Before, when nobody was in here except for Robert and Stacy, we're all going to clap now for Stacy. She's an official member of the live online lesson site. So yay, Stacy. And gentlemen, if you guys want to take, you want to become a member, go to my website, and there's 3 options. The 1 monthly option, the 6-month option, and the yearly option. With the 6-month option, you would get either the workbook or the stick control book formulas in PDF format. All right, now if you go for the year, you will get the stick control book, formulas, hardcover. Only if you're in the U.S. Now, if you're not in the U.S., you'll get the workbook and the formulas in PDF formation. Okay? If you members that are already members already, and you want to switch from 1 month to 6 months or a year, that's fine too. However, you cannot use the same email you have used when you registered the first time. Do we understand that? Gavin didn't give that to you. That was Old Dog. Jim, that was Old Dog. Old Dog said that. He put that in there. Where is this? Hold on. Old Dog, you still there? Where'd he go? Where did Old Dog go? Old Dog, what was the name of that app? Jimmy wants to know. He went for a walk. All right, Old Dog. All right, we have comedians in the audience tonight. That's cool. It's relaxed. All right, so what we're going to do, Old Dog, Jimmy's asking you for the app for the camera. Is that what you were asking him? I know another way. What would you ask him? Which phone sound app? Dolby On. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay. Now, you want to continue on? Excuse me. Tomorrow, you want to continue on Formula 18? Yes, no, maybe. You guys, if you request me working on some of the formulas, give me at least 24-hour notice. Okay, guys, just give me notice of what formula you would like. Some of these formulas, I mean, I have to stay on top of them. Yeah, I wrote them because I know them. But, you know, some of them, it's been ages since I worked with them. So, at least give me a little notice so I could just brush up on them and do a better job for you guys. Now, listen, the object of the camera, and you show me, even if it's on a drum pad, tells me if what you understand and what you don't understand. So in reality, you're getting the benefit out of this because that's going to help me help you. Do we agree with that? I know. You got hung up on the hydrant. Come on, guys. I know it's nice to be relaxed. I guess I'm too serious. But that's cool. That's funny. I asked, where's Old Dog? He's still in here. And Robert replied, no, he took a walk. And Old Dog said, yeah, I got hung up on the hydrant. That's funny. Okay. Any questions? Now remember, for those who are not members, you want to sign up, please. All right, those 3 options are available. For the ones that already are members and you want to change from a monthly to a 6-month or to a year, remember, you cannot use the old email you used. Do we understand that? Got it? $38. Robert, what are you doing? You drive me crazy. 38. Let me see. Where's 38? Let's see which one is 38. Oh, I threw the books down. Hold it. 38 is the accent development. I kind of went over that tonight. All right? That's the accent development. I kind of went over that tonight. All right, we'll hit on that. Yeah, the accents. So, you know, I told you underlining from the stick control book. Accent. That's, you know, or 1 and 2 and, or 1 and 2 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I kind of went over that tonight, but that's all right. We'll kind of go over it a little bit better tomorrow. And guys, please, you know, I don't understand what you're talking about there, old dog. Hold it. Come on, Pooter. Well, if you're going to become a six-month member, yeah, you just, it'll take you right to PayPal. You don't have to worry. You go to my account, you go to my website. That's mattpatellalivelessons.com, and it says there it's $19.99 for the month, and you hit the button, and it's got a drop down and gives you the options of 1 month, 6 months, 6 month, or a year. So if you decide to do 6 month, you just pay for it, whatever the amount is. It goes directly to my PayPal account. And the same thing from now on, and that's going to be in the next few days with the hardcover and the PDFs of the workbook and the formula book. And I'm also going to have some books available there that are on Hudson Music. Well, that's not. I guess that's a question. But what do I think the hardest formula is to achieve? I don't know. They're all hard if you don't know them. But the more you know, and the more of a background, and the more technique you have, the formulas do become easy. It's just a different concept. Well, like I said, the one that gets me crazy and it's not difficult. It's confusing when I do a substitution. Doing the vamp, using the rights as the floor tom-tom and the lefts as the bass drum, and then I forget. And it's you know, normal. Okay, I've been on here an hour, guys. Mercy. So don't forget, if you want to do the 6 month, just go to the site and sign up, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to see everybody tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Okay? I hope I'm doing okay for you guys if you're learning. And I really love the questions and especially the videos that should be coming my way. So you guys have a good night, and we shall see you tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m.